Hello, how are you today? I wanted to talk about something which I'm having trouble myself with, which was I kept trying to let go of all these different emotions, but I could feel they were still there. And then my guide said to go to the subconscious, or they call it unconscious. In this podcast, I'll use the word subconscious because I'm more comfortable with that. So we've got the conscious mind and then the subconscious mind. The subconscious is where we store a lot of stuff. We store a lot of memories and feelings, and they're really often base things. They can be fear and terror and anxiety, sorrow. You can store a lot of things like that, trauma. I just wanted to say that if you've been working on yourself for a long time and you've still got some of these emotions and you feel them and they're still triggering in your life, perhaps it mightn't be a bad idea to go to the subconscious when you do your actual release work. That's what I did. So I went to my subconscious and I asked how much fear was there, how much terror, how much anxiety, how much anger, all these different, anything you can think of that you're dealing with. And then I found I had some of those things in my subconscious. So then when I did my release work, I let it go from the subconscious. The reason that hypnosis and breath work or rebirthing works so well is because it goes so deep into that layer and releases it from there. Because even though it's exhibiting in your life, it's not something you're really conscious of because it's an old feeling, an old pattern, an old trigger that you would have. The subconscious holds so much. They say it's like an iceberg and the conscious mind is the little top bit that you see and the subconscious is the iceberg underneath that goes so deep. And this is where we're going now. We're going to do some deeper work. Make sure that when you do your tapping or if you're going to do your meditation, go to the subconscious mind because that's where you want to go and collect it. If it's there. You can ask with kinesiology or your pendulum or just intuitively you might know that. So if you had a really difficult childhood, there would be fear there and anxiety and trauma. If you've had some other difficulties, some relationships, you might not have been able to deal with it within the relationship and you just put it in your subconscious. And these are all our thought patterns too. These are all the things that get triggered and we're like, oh man, I've got triggered again. That's so annoying. But if you now clear it out from the subconscious, you should have some success. I would suggest that you go down, like talk yourself down, like some people walk down the stairs down to the subconscious and then let it go and replace it with a better thought. Some people just do it with a number going down, so they go deeper, 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 till you feel you're in the zone, and then you let go of the fear, the anxiety, the anger, the resentment, anything that you think's there, the sorrow, anything that you think. If you think about where you were in those messy places in your life, think about the emotions that you had then and the thoughts around it. Like maybe you were frightened, maybe you were nervous, maybe you were anxious about it, maybe you were upset about it, maybe you had fearful feelings about it. They say that if we replace those sort of outdated thoughts and emotions that are running our life, because it's sort of running underneath us, and get rid of them, replace them with joy and happiness and peace and calm, so eventually that will manifest into your real world and you won't be triggered because there's nothing to trigger, because you can only trigger something that's there. The work's quite different to just doing it in a general way. I'd done all the general work and I still had some of those emotions and I was like, where are you? So I'm missing something. But when I went to the subconscious, I found them there. And the subconscious, I don't think will necessarily let it go. Like when you do your work, I think we're not going deep enough to let it go. Like maybe when you're letting go of your anxiety, you're doing level 1, 2, and 3, but maybe subconscious is 7, 8, 9. You're doing the top layer, but you're not going down to those deeper layers. I find too that when you let go of the subconscious, you might have some physical things happen. You might get a bit upset, you might cry, you might sigh a lot, because that's like big release. And these are all the things we put there and forgot about, that we put there. I think there can be also past life there, like you put in your subconscious. So when you came in, you had like a subconscious fear of snakes, popped in there, and there you'll have this the whole life until you really can find where it is. Because letting things go isn't just letting things go. You have to find where it is in the aura, and that's quite a detective thing sometimes, and elimination. If you're feeling that you're not successful with certain things, I highly suggest you try this. I was sort of thinking, I don't know why this isn't working, because I've done so much work on this and I still feel it. And then I went and had a look and it's like, oh, that's where it is now. Gone to the chakra, to the organs, to the mind. I'd gone to the meridians. I'd gone to the layers. I'd done all those, and it was still sitting there. And I think the subconscious like has a door on it energetically. You sort of got to go and open that door and go in there. Because all the stuff that we put in there that's what you'd call negative or not helping us is stuff we don't want to look at. Or stuff that when it happened, we just put it there. Can't deal with that, I'm only 6. Therefore, we're going to have to go and like consciously with our mind, tell the mind now we want to let this go. Because your mind's really powerful. And if you told your mind, I'm never ever going to feel that again, I'm never ever going to go there again, you will set that up. So when you go to release it, you have to change your first thought, which is, I am going to release it, telling my mind to let it go. And do that with the subconscious. Tell it, I'm coming for you now, and I want you to let it go, and we're going to let these things go. I think you'll find that you'll see results with this, if that's where it's been lurking, particularly if you're a person who's done a lot of work on yourself and you're still struggling with some aspects that don't seem to be working that well, you'll find it's there. That's what I think. And the mind is so powerful. And the subconscious like runs underneath everything. It's kind of like running, it's like the hard drive of the body in the mind, and it's running everything. So you have to go there. You can't just go to the output from the hard drive. You have to go to the actual hard drive, and this is the subconscious. There will be things on the internet that will help you too. The hypnosis is good that way because it's actually tapping off and into the subconscious if the person goes down deep enough. And as I said before, rebirthing or breath work. And you can use your breath work too. You could just lie there, you start breathing in and out like in a circle. Think of it like going in a circle, breathing in and out, and ask that you go to the subconscious, and then you just slowly go deeper and deeper. It's good to have someone with you if you do the breath work. People often go to a professional. I've taught myself how to do it on my own, but I wouldn't recommend that for your first tries. I think you should really think about breath work. It's very powerful, and it can shift lots and lots of stuff, and very quickly, and stuff you can't access, because it came in on the breath, so we need to release it off from the breath. Fear will often come, and anxiety and terror and stress will come in on the breath. It's the only way to get rid of it is to release it from the breath out. And that's why I'm saying you can breathe it in and out. Breathe in a good light and breathe out your fear or your anxiety or your sorrow or your depression, whatever you think you're holding in the subconscious. It's a good thing to do, and it's very clearing for the body, because the subconscious is so big and it runs everything. So if you go to the mainframe, you're going to have more success of getting rid of the root of it, because if it's rooted in there, you have to sort of pull it out and release it. When I do it, I go through it and I go to my subconscious and I go deep, and I use the tapping too. And I've done some breath work with it as well. Then afterwards I filled the subconscious with love, subconscious mind, and joy and peace and harmony. So I refill it up with good thoughts, good emotions. So it's running underneath. It's got a good vibe to it. And you can't help what's happened in your life. Some of us have had pretty tricky childhoods and or adulthood. We've maybe had a lot of trauma in our life or seen it. Gone through a lot of deaths. A lot of us have gone through things, so that gets trapped there. The more difficulties you've had, I think the more you've got it stuck there. Have a good week. I'm sending you lots of love, and I'm sending you lots of light, and I hope you have some success with it.